years.
Question number 8 now, Denis O'Rourke.
Mr. Speaker.
What do I want to hear, Denis O'Rourke?
Mr. Speaker, this question is for the Minister for the Canterbury earthquake recovery and asks, is he satisfied with the rate of progress of the Christchurch earthquake recovery?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I'm satisfied there is progress in the recovery, but I'll always be impatient for that progress to be more speedy.
Denis O'Rourke.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker. What is the Minister's response to the subject of an email received by me from a Christchurch homeowner in the orange zone, which includes these words, quote, "This farce continues to puzzle the residents and many independent experts who cannot fathom the continuing delay," and quote, "The Engelbert Humperdinck song, 'Please Release Me, Let Me Go,' has never been more apt."
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the email was clearly written to the member and he's quoting from it, I hope accurately. What I think he's expressing is the frustration that some people have. There are 658 or so homes still left in the orange zone. There are about 2,500 in the white zone. And I have always said that we are moving as quickly as possible to get a sound decision for those people. In the end, you're talking about what for most will be their whole-of-life asset, the one asset that they accumulate most during their lives. So you can't deal with that in any trite fashion. I've always also made it clear that as we come to the end of the process, the decisions become more difficult because some of the more obvious damage is not so obvious. But I have also indicated we want to have most of those decisions made by the middle of this year.
Denis O'Rourke.
Mr. Speaker, what actions will the Minister take to more effectively communicate with Christchurch residents on the future of their land and homes?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, I think the communications, despite the criticism from those who are political opponents of the government, has been adequate. I think that the fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter how many times you tell someone something, they will often not want to take on board the message. The message here is we're doing our best on the behalf of those residents whose properties are so badly damaged.
Point of order,
Speaker,
Denis O'Rourke.
I seek leave of the House to table correspondence sent to me by a Christchurch resident stating that the song "Please Release Me, Let Me Go" has never been more apt than regards to the Minister's handling of the quake recovery.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? No. Oh, there is objection. I'm sorry, there is objection. Question. Point of order, Denis O'Rourke.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table the lyrics of the song "Please Release Me, Let Me Go."
Order. Order. Now order. Order. The House will come to order, or some national backbench members will be in trouble, like I thank members. Now that's totally unnecessary. The supplementary question, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Has he seen the letter from the Parklands Action Group about the serious insurance implications they're facing, with one saying that if they have to rebuild on that site they can't guarantee insurance, another saying that some areas will not be able to be rebuilt for 4 years or more, one saying they can only guarantee insurance for that customer, which means they can never sell their property without guarantee of insurance, and of course the other one, which the Minister will be familiar with, which is the guarantee for only 2 years cover, which was the IAG deal for the AMI sale. And what is his reply?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, in the case of Parklands, we post the seismic events of 23rd of December have been conducting a review there. We have had discussions with that group and they have accepted that we are going to need to take a little more time to make a proper decision. All of the factors that are in that letter and many others are matters that are part of that ongoing consideration.
The Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Has he received a report from Sarah on the recent meeting they held with Brooklands residents who want information about why they were red zoned? And will he bring the Prime Minister back to Brooklands as he did on the 12th of September 2010, as the community would now like them to do?
The Honourable Gerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I'm aware that there has been a discussion with the Brooklands community by people in Sarah. The member points out one of the problems that you do get in these situations, sir. That is that here is a community that has been made red, and there are some people in that who want to go back to being green. The member speaking before quotes the song Please Release Me, people who are orange who want to go red and won't want to go green. Mr Speaker, it is a very, very complex situation. I'm disappointed that there weren't more questions on that at the Select Committee hearing yesterday.
Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr Speaker, I think the question that I asked him was about Brooklands residents who wanted the information about why they were red zoned. It wasn't a question about whether they were, the correctness of the decision. It was why the decision had been made in their case. And they've asked the Prime Minister and the Minister to come back and explain it to them. That was the question I asked.
I accept that was the question had more than one part to it. And the Minister certainly responded to the first part of the question about Brooklyn residents. I accept that he probably didn't say why they'd been red zoned, but he may not have that information with him today because the primary question didn't indicate that the focus would be in that exact area. If the Minister had any information on why they were red zoned, it would be helpful, but I don't expect...
Mr Speaker, I think it's important for the House to hear that the information or the criteria by which the decisions are made have been published on the website for quite some time. In essence, that land is no longer capable of sustaining residential occupation and the infrastructure that is required for successful residential occupation. Now, it doesn't matter how much the member might like to say that she knows better. That is the advice the government got from its engineers and the advice that we have acted on. And in the end, the choice is there for people in Brooklands to either sell to the government their whole property or sell to the government just their land and deal with their insurer over a rebuild somewhere else. Mr Speaker, those are good options for people in the circumstances.
I thank the Minister. A point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Colleagues are suggesting I seek leave to table the Cabinet paper, but it's available on a website so they can see for themselves that it doesn't say that. But I seek leave to table a letter from the Brooklands stayers, and it's addressed to the Prime Minister, inviting him and the Minister for Earthquake Recovery to come to Brooklands as they did before.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There's no objection. Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
I further seek leave to table the letter of the 7th of March 2012 to Minister Brownlee from the Parklands Action Group, setting out the different insurance issues together with the individual insurance company notices explaining the difficulties that they now face.
Leave is sought to table those documents. Is there any objection? There is objection in that case. There is objection in that last case. Question number 9, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Mr Speaker. To the Minister for Climate Change Issues, did New Zealand meet the